Hello, my name is Chandler Clyde, and I'm going to be talking about the 1619 Project, or the documentaries that relate to Black history or the effects of history related to America. And one of the episodes I decided to watch was about capitalism. Capitalism had many false names and many forms of the name to make a delusion to see like, oh, it's equal money being spread around, or everybody has the opportunity to build up, and when it's based on exploited labor. And it really comes from slavery. Capitalism is still just exploring labor. Real definition is still exploring labor. But if you want to get into that, that's still relevant times to that. It's like how COVID forced many of the employees to look how the labor is used at them and the system with them. In the documentary, it talks about the history, it talks about modern day, and it talks about the experience of black people and other minorities, or especially the Caucasian counterpart, pay and distribution of money throughout the country. Many of the things that is problem with capitalism today is the money disparity on healthcare. More people spend money in the hospital more than they spend it on themselves and their family to eat every night. The money spread throughout the community, throughout the system of the U.S. is top 10% owns about 76% of the wealth, while 40% owns about 22% of the wealth, while the bottom 50% only owns 1% of the wealth, but works 3 times as hard as the first and second classes. Slavery was one of the first big businesses of the U.S., with cotton being the number one / half of the exports used by trade in a day. If you want to go back to how Black Americans are affected throughout history, you can check that 60% of American workforce, low-paying jobs are either Black or Hispanic. 7% of management is either white or Asian descent. And senior leaders are 10% Black and Hispanic, while 66% is white. In the documentary, it talks about how union workers big Amazon was used to scare off union workers, and how they co-op, and how they say, no, don't try to form new unions. They just trying to disrupt how we doing. You gonna get your money, when they promoting lies, scare tactics. This ain't anything different from when the KKK was doing this when the union workers started working out and working with each other. The documentary standed on more on how the experience of the workers and how they combat the protests of big companies, corporate companies, and try to break down capitalism and try to move towards socialism and more equal left spread out, instead of just one class or one race. Thank you for your time. My name is Chandler Clyde.